'Cause I'm not gonna lie, I did try to go into this with a script. Reading everything back didn't feel natural, so I'm gonna do my best to just go off the top of my head. Today, I'm gonna share a little about myself as well as my journey with weight loss over the last 18 months. January 1st, 2023 was the day I decided to change my life. I remember I woke up that day feeling so upset with myself because I hadn't accomplished any of the goals I had set out for 2022. And I remember saying to myself, well, I'm not going to set the same goal because if I didn't do it last year, I might not do it this year. Let's set a new one. And I was sitting there thinking about myself and my life and where I was in that moment and what I was most upset with myself there. And that moment was my body. This is really rough to talk about. I'm sorry. I remember sitting with myself and talking with myself and saying, something's got to change and it's got to change now. I'm not getting any older. Times are changing. Things are just moving so fast. There's so much out there. And I remember just telling myself, you've got to do something with your body. So right after that conversation with myself, I remember taking a shower, going right to the gym and signing up for a membership that same day. It felt good. It felt really good. Just taking that first step, pen to paper. Here's my membership. Come anytime I want. And that same day, I did cardio that day. Did the treadmill for like 10 minutes. And I struggled. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled. But it felt good looking back. I remember just being so happy that I took the first step. On January 1st, 2023, I weighed in at 315 pounds. July 3rd, 2024, and I weighed in at 190 pounds. It's crazy to think about. But then when I do think about it, 18 months of hard work, of dedication, of discipline. There were fuck ups. I messed up along the way. I didn't expect to get so emotional there. I'm very sorry. I thought this would be very straightforward for me. This feels like a therapy session with myself. I'm not mad at it though. I'm not mad at it. Like I feel like this is good. I've never done anything like this. Even the whole setup with the camera outside. This is all first for me. At that point in January 2023, that process for me was new. I hadn't really worked out in a long time. And the workouts that I did know were, push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, crunches, stuff like that you just typically would do at home. At that time, I was learning off of YouTube, some fitness apps, and the person that I was going to the gym with. And I remember the first few months, I would feel super sore all the time. And I knew that was normal. I was on YouTube a lot. I was Googling everything. I fell in love with the process very quickly, very, very quickly. It was the beginning of April where a turning point really happened. I remember I was feeling stronger from working out all the time and everything felt good. Cardio was good. Lifting was good. I remember looking at my stomach a lot and noticing it wasn't going down. So I kept getting conscious of that, being like, okay, well, I'm feeling stronger, but nothing's changing physically yet. Obviously, I was YouTubing stuff on that. I was Googling stuff on that. I was on Reddit reading stuff about that. And while people said that was very normal, I got really conscious about it. So I remember I started looking at my diet and I started taking into consideration what I was eating every day. So that's when I started cutting out the junk foods and the sugary drinks, especially Pepsi. Pepsi was my biggest enemy at that point. I was drinking Pepsi every day. I was having it with dinner. I was having it with snacks. I had to cut it out. It was April of 2023 when I had completely cut out soda. And from that point forward, the weight started shedding. I was doing cardio every day with all my workouts, no matter what. After every workout, I was doing 12 incline, 3 miles per hour, and I was going for at least 15 to 20 minutes. Another thing that was really beneficial to my journey was walking. At that time, I had a job working in loss prevention, and it required me to be on my feet for at least 7 hours a day. I was doing a bunch of walking, and I have the evidence to back it up. I'll put the screen capture here of my fitness app, and I'll scroll all the way back to January. I was walking on average 12,000 steps a day. So on top of that, I'm walking 12,000 steps a day, and then I'm going to the gym, lifting 3 to 4 times a week. I'm also doing 15 to 20 minutes of cardio after lifting. That's a lot to consider. It was a lot of activity. Persistence is the biggest key of all of this. Today, I'm proud to say I've lost 115 pounds. I'm not just lighter, I'm stronger, I'm healthier, I'm more confident than I've ever been in my life. This journey has been about so much more than just a number on the scale. I have learned so much about myself. I'm more outgoing. It's easier for me to talk to people. This journey has been about reclaiming my life, reclaiming my happiness. My family and friends were all super supportive, and that was another reason to keep going. Seeing all their love, seeing all of the messages from them, it fueled me. It fueled me every single day. And I want to be that for someone else. I want to be the reason someone wakes up tomorrow and says, oh, you know what? I want to sign up for the gym too. I want to start working out. I want to learn how to do this workout. I want to be the reason someone wakes up tomorrow and literally goes, I want to change my life. So we're now at the questions portion of the video. So on that tweet, I had a bunch of people replying, asking questions, which I'm really appreciative of, and I'm really glad that people are asking. So I just made a list of the 5 questions I saw the most, and I'm going to give my answers for them. The most important one that I think I saw the most actually was, what was my diet? I want to start this off by saying I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a professional. I am no expert. I'm just a guy who wanted to lose weight and made a couple of changes to his life. I just wanted to preface this by saying that, put that out the way. I'm not an expert. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional. With that out the way, I also want to say I did not count 1 calorie in the last 18 months. My diet was more focused on portion control than it was calorie counting. So for breakfast, I had eggs every single day, and I mean every single day, along with a slice of toast as well as some sausages. Sometimes I would do bacon, sometimes I would make pancakes for myself. It wasn't a strict, I never stuck to a strict diet. There was no meal plan. I just did a lot of portion control and I changed the things I ate. But it wasn't a plan. I just ate what felt good for me and worked. I would prepare the eggs in different ways depending on how I felt. Most of the time they were scrambled. I had them scrambled probably 80% of the time. Coming from a Puerto Rican household, rice and beans are a staple. I'm never gonna get away from that, nor do I want to get away from it because it's that damn good. So I would have that, have it with chicken, steak, beef, you name it. The key, again, was controlling my portions. I was eating not to feel full, but to feel good. I was fueling myself enough so I could get to my workouts and do what I needed to do, but I wasn't eating so that my stomach was hurting after. I was eating just to the point where I felt good enough. I also made sure to up my protein intake throughout the day by drinking Core Power 42-gram milkshakes. I'll put them up on the screen here. They have strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate flavors. My go-tos were always a chocolate or vanilla because I'm not a big fan of the strawberry. I would also make my own protein shakes at night using the Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Whey. I would do 2 scoops because 1 scoop is 24 grams of protein. So again, matching the Core Power 42 grams, I would just 2 scoop it. For snacks, I switched from less sugary options like cakes and cookies to more healthier choices like pretzels, popcorn, and chips of the same type but low fat. A year ago, I probably would have went through a really big bag of hot Cheetos, whereas now I'll eat like 6 of them and I'm like, okay, I'm good. The next question I have here is, what kind of workout routine did you follow? So my routines weren't really strict, but they did consist of both weightlifting and cardio. Every single workout ended with cardio. As far as the treadmill, I would do a 12 incline for 10 minutes with at least 2.5 to 3 speed. I gradually went up as I got more comfortable with it, and I would also take breaks in between on the treadmill. It took me a while before I could even do a full 10 minutes doing that. I would go 5, take a 2-minute break, and then do 5 again, which is completely okay. So if you can do that as well, that is fine. I started doing the Stairmaster a couple months in as well. And on the Stairmaster, I believe the starting speed I did was 3. I would do 10 minutes on there as well. As far as weightlifting, I use this app. I'll put it on the screen. It's called FitBod. Put in the body parts you want to work for the day, and you put in your goals, whether you wanted to increase your muscle mass, if you want to cut, if you want to bulk. They have a bunch of options there. You put in what you're doing for the day, and it'll give you a workout. So what I did was I would put in the body parts I was working that day, whether it be legs, my back and biceps. I wanted to do arms, shoulders, you name it. They have every single thing there. So I would pick what I want to do for the day, and it would give me the workouts categorized. So I would put in my notes the workouts that the app gave me, and I would gradually increase the weight as I felt comfortable. So whether it was barbell curls, dumbbell shoulder presses, whether it was dumbbell bench press, bicycle crunches, dumbbell flies, hammer strength chest press, it's all on the app. And this was the biggest help for me personally. No, I'm not sponsored whatsoever. I just used this app and I really, really liked it. I made sure to have rest days as well because that recovery is just as important as putting in the work. So again, I was working out 3 to 5 times a week, 3 being the minimum, 5 being the maximum. It really just depended on what was going on that week for me. Consistency was crucial. So even on rest days, I stayed active. Because of my job at the time, I walked so much. So I was anywhere between 10 and 12,000 steps a day on top of working out and doing cardio after. So consistency was really important there for me. The third question I have here is, how did you stay motivated? Staying motivated was definitely one of the harder parts because it fluctuates every day. So there is days where I'd wake up and I'd want to do 1,000,001 things that one day and accomplish it all. And there's days where even now I wake up and I don't want to do anything at all and I want to stay stuck in bed. I always reminded myself why I do this, why I did it, and why I continue to do it. And that is for a better version of me. And that's why I'm even doing this today. It fluctuated. It definitely fluctuated a lot. But reminding myself why I did it was the biggest key in why I kept going. I always celebrated myself, no matter how small. And I feel everyone should do that. Everyone should be celebrating themselves every milestone. Celebrate yourself, be happy for yourself, be kind to yourself. That's another way I stayed motivated. Seeing other people's videos and their success and what they found in their journeys would push me even more. I would want to learn off of things they did in their videos or things they said, and it got me curious. That's another thing I'm hoping I can do here as well. There were days where I felt like giving up and I felt like I didn't want to do this anymore. But again, reminding yourself why you do it and why you continue to do it and why you started, I feel that's going to get you every time. The next question I have here is, what were some obstacles you faced and how did you overcome them? I'd say the biggest challenge for me, my relationship with food and the cravings for the sugar and the unhealthy things. So like I said before, I managed to find healthier alternatives, whether it was the pretzels, popcorn, the chips, the low-fat chips, stuff like that really kept me in check, and just getting rid of all the sugary stuff. I would have the sugary stuff so much, so when I swapped it out for the more healthy stuff, I wasn't eating it as much, but I still like it. So I would say staying patient and staying persistent when it comes to something like that, as far as changing the diet and changing what you want to eat. Staying persistent and staying patient matter the most. And for the last question, I put at the bottom here because I feel it's the most crucial one, and it's the one that I've also been seeing a lot, and that is, do you have any tips for anyone starting out? If you're just starting out, my biggest piece of advice is to be kind to yourself. 18 months in, this is a long journey, but the one constant is literally you. What I mean when I say that is, when you wake up, it's you. When you go to bed, it's you. When you're working out, it's you. Your relationship with yourself is the most important part of this. If you feel that your relationship with yourself needs work, this will help you. This will help you work on yourself. This will help you be kind to yourself. This will help you show up for yourself. Just remember to be kind to yourself all the time, because this is rough. This isn't an easy journey. This is, by no means is this easy. And I guarantee anyone who's been through a similar journey will say the same thing. This is not easy at all. It can be a fun time. It can be a great time. It can be an enjoyable time, but it is not easy. Find an exercise you enjoy so that it doesn't feel like a chore. My favorite days right now are leg days. Literally, after I finish editing this, I'm gonna go bang out a leg workout. I'm so excited. And just remember that it's okay to have bad days. We all have them. I have mine. Your consistency and your persistence are gonna lead to results every single time. Again, this is my first time doing a video like this, and as fun as this process is, it's a little nerve-wracking, but I do want to thank everybody for watching and supporting, and especially on the tweet as well, all the love that has been being shown. All the kind messages. I really hope that this video finds its audience and can help the next person going through something similar that I was going through. I'll also be posting more content about my fitness and weight loss. So if you have any questions or any comments, please feel free to leave them below and I'll answer all of them. Don't forget to like the video, as well as share with someone who you feel might need to hear this. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. That felt corny. I don't like saying that. But yeah, subscribe if you like what you saw, and let's continue the journey together.